Yeah, they like Stevie, they can't see me.
Today I got the complete guide for all the camera settings in the game, plus my own camera settings that I use. To find the camera settings, just go to Settings, and then the last tab, the Simulation tab. And the main ones that we're going to be looking at are Field of View, Tilt, Pitch, Corner Anticipation, and Lock to Bike. There is Field of View, which is the angle that your rider can see. You probably know from other games better than I can describe it. I would just max this out though. And then there's Tilt, which is the tilt that your rider will have whenever they take a corner. This is very personal preference. The next is Pitch, which is the up and down angle of your rider. I would think 30 will be around the mark that everyone's at. It just seems like the most realistic and functional view that'll work well. Both the tilt and pitch are very personal preference, so definitely mess with those. The corner anticipation is something I would just turn off. I used to use it, but it ended up getting buggy on a lot of the modded tracks, and it kind of would mess me up. So I would just wouldn't mess with that at all. Next is lock to bike, and if you have it off, then you move with the rider. Like your movement is solely based on the rider, and then if you have it on, your movement is based around the bike, and it just doesn't feel as realistic to me, so I would definitely recommend having this off. There's also the rider position, which you use Shift plus C, and then use the front and back arrow keys to move your rider front and back on the seat, and then you can press Shift C again to move the height up and down using the same keys, and then you press Shift C again to get out of the little menu for that. There are 3 camera views in MX Bikes. There is the third person, which is self-explanatory, the one where you're just behind the bike. It's in pretty much every other game. There is the first-person camera, which is like a chest cam, and you're more locked at the bike, but it's still first person. And then there is the second first-person camera, which is the one that is like a helmet cam or just a rider view that moves with your rider movement and is the most realistic out of them all. I have my field of view maxed out at 110, the tilt at 30, and the pitch at 30, so super easy to remember. Corner anticipation I have off. I used to run it on, but it just got glitchy, so I turned it off. And then lock to bike is also off. I have my rider position with the Shift C command all the way down and all the way back. I can just see more of my bike this way, and that's the only reason I really do it. I think people think that their camera view might make them better at the game, or like that's how you get better, but I don't think it has anything to do with how you perform in the game. Like I can hop on some random camera view and still ride pretty well. You just need to get what is the most fun for you, and that'll be what the best is, because I used to run the first-person camera on totally different settings with lock to bike on, all that stuff, and then the game just got like boring. Like right as I switched to the second first-person camera, lock to bike off. I tried to make everything as realistic as possible. Right as I did that, the whole game just became way more fun. So I would recommend just getting what you think will be the most fun for you and sticking with that, and it won't affect how good or bad you do. I'm just gonna conclude the video with some gameplay of my camera settings so you can check it out. Until next time, peace.
black hole sun. So bright when it burns, so dark when it's done. So hard to relate to one when I find myself tripping off that blunt. Tripping off this blunt, so I might be blunt if I do confront you. Don't run, no, don't run from the black hole sun.